On the west coast of Pacific, Japan, historically neighbor and student of China, was being transferred from a feudal agricultural country to the first modern industrial power in the Far East at the beginning of the 19th century. Since the reign of Emperor Meiji, the reforms have brought great changes to almost every field of Japanese society, the most visible of which was the development of modern manufacturing. After 1800, the practice of setting up factories in Japan culminated. From 1891 to 1919, the industry increased at an average of 14.25 annually. And in 1918, the proportion of industry in the national economy had risen to 56.8%, marking the completion of Japanese industrialization. The national changes created a new class that led a new lifestyle of whom both time and labor energy were required in a higher degree, the workers. At around 1900, a dish of noodle soup was introduced by Chinese merchants living in the Chinese town of Yokohama. The noodle was called Chinese noodle. After that, wheat started to be widely planted and added to soba by Japanese, which was imitating what Chinese people did. Here came the initial form of ramen. In Japan, ramen is served as a noodle dish with different kinds of soups and various toppings, including meat, seafood, vegetables, salted eggs, and nori seaweeds. New food could be prepared quickly and easily, which saved the time for working. Besides its delicious taste, its rich nutritional content and various toppings provided energy highly needed for labor working during the industrial development. Ramen soon became popular. A large number of ramen restaurants appeared around the street corners, nearby the factories and in large commercial streets of those growing cities in Japan. Thanks to the introduction of the Chinese noodle, the new material, wheat, grew popular in Japan, which in turn made it possible for ramen to develop and improve. Before that, Japanese main consumption of staple food was rice. Sushi, set meal, those popular dishes of Japan nowadays, has once dominated the dining table of Japanese for hundreds of years. The popularity of ramen changed the diet preference of Japanese revolutionary, from rice to wheat. In the meantime, the foreign dish began its localization in Japan. Different styles of ramen were invented throughout Japan. Here are the three most famous ramen in Japan. Fukuoka, the nearest Japanese city to China and Korea, which is called the Doll of Asia, was once named as Hakata. Hakata ramen, famous for its soup connected with tonkotsu, pig bones, offered a thick texture and unforgettable taste.
スープが初めてできて、でそのオーソドックスなスタイルっていうのはうちでやってるラーメンですラーメンここでやるのが九州のそのラーメンのスープが少しいろいろしたのが関東だったり他の地方でやってる関東だったり他の地方でやってるのが九州大阪だったり九州大阪東京とか大阪とかそういうところに違う形でその関東風の醤油豚骨ラーメンとかこれ
Sapporo, the largest city of Hokkaido, famous for the annual Snow and Ice Festival, welcomes tens of thousands of tourists every year. Everyone who has been to Sapporo must taste Sapporo ramen, a ramen special for its miso soup, which is more salty and spicy, agreeing with the cold weather in the north of Japan. Fukushima not only known for the astonishing nuclear disaster in 2011, but also for Kitakata ramen. Kitakata, a town with a population of 37,000 and 120 restaurants in Fukushima. The soup of Kitakata ramen has a distinguishable umami taste with both tonkotsu and dried fish. And the noodles of Kitakata ramen are thick and tough. During the localization of ramen, there appeared an interplay between ramen and Japanese culture. When eating ramen, people try to make a sound to show their respect to the chef and to thank the warm feelings offered by the restaurant owners. A bowl of hot noodle is actually a good demonstration of the core of Japanese culture, thoughtfulness. Ramen had contributed a lot to the fast stride of Japan in the Industrial Revolution and social development. When the years for accelerated globalization came, what spread throughout the world is already the ramen branded by Japan and universally considered as a Japanese dish. In today's world, ramen shops can be found everywhere. Many well-known brands have opened chain stores all around the world. Marutama is a pioneer in opening up stores outside Japan, whose ramen has gained attention on a worldwide scale. In Hong Kong alone, there are over 700 ramen restaurants, including famous brands such as Butao Ramen, Hakata Ippudo, Ichiran, and so on. As ramen spreads around the world, it has actually become a cultural icon of Japan. The wooden structures, long tables, and red lanterns vividly display traditional Japanese decorating style, making customers feel as if they have come to Japan themselves. Since the introduction of ramen into Japan, wheat has gained its popularity as a new food material. Japanese people developed various types of ramen. Ramen represents Japanese elements and spirits and has played such an important role in Japan's cultural communication with the world.